Alright, what up YouTube? It is early morning. I am feeling like curry turkey stuff today. So, I will be back momentarily. I gotta pick out some veggies and I will show you guys what veggies I'm gonna throw in this today. This is all gonna be out of the Harmony House pack again. There we go. And a wild Zora bar for the protein. So, I will be back in a few minutes. Oh, the only thing not going from this, rice. I'm going to add a little bit of rice to it this time. So, anyways, I will be back in a few minutes. Guys, I'm back. And, so what I'm going to do for this one is, I'm going to dice up the wild Zora bar like I usually do. I've got potatoes, green beans, some onion, celery, green peas, carrots, peppers, and just in case I didn't show it, cabbage. And I'm really interested to see how the cabbage comes out. So anyways, I'm going to add just a spoonful of each one to this guy. But I want to put the meat in first so the meat's in the bottom, so that it helps boil up the juices through everything else. And I will be back in a few minutes, and I will show you once I put all the dry stuff in, and then I'll add some water, and I will be back at that time. A little special on this one, I opened up this bar, and it came with the two that you normally get, then a little extra piece, and now I have an annoying bird going off somewhere near me. So, anyways guys, I will be back in a few minutes. Like I said, I've got my Sea to Summit spoon, and I'm just going to add about a spoonful of each one of these veggies to the pot. Maybe not quite even a full spoonful, because I'm not sure how full that's going to be. So, anyways guys, I will be back in a few minutes. Alright guys, so I decided to do something a little bit different when I was filming this, and hopefully the time lapse came out. I have not reviewed it yet, but there you go guys. There's everything in there. Hopefully, what I'm going to do now is, it is up to about 8 ounces, so I'm going to add probably all the way up to 16 ounces of water, because I expect a lot of this, especially the rice, to really absorb water. So should I put it between the two? Put it between both of those. And then, as always, with the lid on this, I usually just crack it over one side. So, anyways, I'm going to get this going, and I will be back in a few minutes when it finishes up. So, oh, sorry, that light is bright. So one thing I wanted to bring up real quick, I found this little thing at REI the last time I was there. It's just a little fresh pepper grinder. And this is the one in one of my other videos I mentioned. I had a pepper grinder, but I left it at work. This was what I was talking about. This thing works great, and it's just enough for like a decent camping trip, to have some fresh cracked pepper, because nothing beats fresh cracked pepper. It's taste wise, it's way better than the already done up stuff. But anyways, I just wanted to share that because I mentioned that in one of my other videos, and I just wanted to show you guys. I think this thing was like $7 or $8 at REI. Just a fresh little peppercorn grinder, and it works really well. I haven't had any issues with it. I've been using it for a month or two, and using it very consistently at work. I had one of those at REI. They call it a spice missile. If I can find the picture of it from REI, I'll insert it. But I had an issue with it. I think it's made by GSI, and one of the gray lid that's on the top of it cracked. I over tightened it just a little bit and it cracked it. So, but anyways, I'll be back in a few minutes with the rest of this video. You know what, while I'm waiting for the food to finish, I'm going to bring up one other thing too. So I'm sure you guys have seen this as I pull this out. It's a little thermoelectric cooler made by Igloo. Was made by Igloo. They don't make them anymore. Not like this, not the soft-sided ones that are squishy. Just a testament to this thing. I've been running this one. This has been running continuously plugged in. This is May. I think today's date is May either 11th or 12th. I don't remember. I'm not real good with dates. But this has been running on continuously since last June. The only issues I've had has been a condensation issue inside of it, which was remedied by putting some paper towels underneath. There's a plate that runs along the bottom of this, and putting some paper towels under that has stopped that from happening. It's been soaking it up and letting it sit long enough to stay fairly dry. And during a few power outages, the power cutout in this didn't kick back on because of the way I have it plugged in. I kind of jury-rigged it, and it's actually running on a lower wattage than it's supposed to. So it's actually not getting as cool as it should. When I plug it into the car, this thing will keep drinks cold as long as it's plugged in. If you put cold stuff in here and an ice pack, I've actually had it start to ice up. So don't put ice packs in these unless you're going on a short trip. But just to show you the age of this thing, you can see back here and along the top right here where it's actually started to separate from the insulation inside and start to bubble out a bit. That wasn't like that when I got it. It was all smooth like it is over here, and you can see on this side. And the only other issue I had was there used to be a strap, because this is like a lunch bag, and that part tore out right there. But otherwise, this thing has been going like a champ since last summer. This is 2018. I purchased this, and I want to say 2008 or 2009. So I've had it for a long time. I've had it for close to or over a decade. I was traveling quite a ways for work, and a lot of it was stuck in traffic. It was, I don't want to say quite a ways, I want to say 25-ish miles, but the majority of it was in traffic, and I was sitting in traffic for an hour or two. So I wanted something where I could put a little more food in my lunch bag and not have to deal with that with ice packs and stuff. So anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know that. You guys, I'm sure you've seen it in some of the other cooking videos, and if you can find one of those on eBay, they are thermoelectric coolers, so you definitely want to plug it into a car, not like a Yeti portable generator. They do suck down quite a bit of power. I'm going to do a test on that one this summer and see exactly how much it's drawing from the Yeti and see how long it'll last. I know my other one, I have a bigger cooler, and it only lasted about 5 or 6 hours on the Yeti 400. So anyways, I will be back in a few minutes. So food finished just a minute ago, and I'm just kind of letting it cool down and just finish up. But I wanted to bring up one last thing, because I'm sure this is going to eventually come up, is I used to use the Karen's Naturals Just Veggies, and I just want to show you guys, I do still use this, but one of the reasons that I switched to the other one was just the amount of veggies you get in it. It's probably about equivalent. I haven't done the measurements yet to see if it's equivalent to what's in the Harmony House for dollar, which I'll figure that out, and I'll do another episode on just the comparison between the two. But the one advantage that the Harmony House has is just all the veggies are separate. So you can add, you can change, you can do what you want to do. This, everything's in one bag, which is perfect for a weekend. This is more than enough for one weekend for 1 or 2 people. One bag equates to 1.25 pounds. One bag equals 1.25 pounds of fresh veggies. So if you're going for a weekend trip, this with a small bag of rice and some the Zora bars or beef jerky or whatever is going to be more than what you need for a solid weekend camping trip. So anyways, on to the food. And sorry if you guys can hear the whine, my heater just died. It just ran out of juice, which I've actually been waiting for another reason. So anyways, there we are. And it actually filled up quite a bit. So I'm glad I went with the bowl here. And I will show you guys in 1 second what this came out to. And I did end up, right at the end, I ended up having to add a little bit of extra water to this. Just because it was, I was worried it was starting to dry out a little bit. Actually, the rice sucked up more water than I had expected. And I should have went with what I said the first time, which was, oh, I'm going to fill it to the 16-ounce mark. And I should have done that. And I didn't. So, anyways, that made a grip of food. And this is the Sea to Summit Delta Bowl, for those of you interested. I think I did a review on Sea to Summit products a while back, and I liked this one. I opted for the one with the lid, and I really like these bowls. Let me say, their customer service is apparently non-existent. I tried years ago I had lost the fork, I think, either the fork or the spoon from one of my sets. And I called them, emailed them, trying to get a hold of them, trying to just figure out if I could just buy a replacement, just the one piece that I needed to complete that set again. And I think I had accidentally thrown it out at work, not paying attention. And I don't like their silverware though. I won't get the Sea to Summit, this Delta set again. I think I did a video on that too. All the coating wore off of them relatively quickly. They accidentally got thrown in the dishwasher and the coating came right off. But anyways, I'm gonna let this cool for a couple minutes because it is steaming hot. And all right, guys, here we go. Tastes like some of the veggies didn't absorb enough water. I think the rice absorbed more water than it. It wasn't the potato, because that came out good. Maybe it was just that one piece, 1 or 2 pieces. Anyways, that came out pretty good, and there's enough food there, realistically enough food for 2 people. I will probably eat about half of that and put the other half in the fridge. And anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, please subscribe, please comment if you want to see anything else, or if you have an idea, go back and watch the video of what I went through the whole box for the Harmony House blend and what's in there. If you guys have a recipe or come up with a recipe that you want to see me do, let me know. Put it in the comments, and I will do my best to get it done. Anyways, thanks again to Zora Foods for the bars that made this video possible. Thank you guys. I really did appreciate those, and I do appreciate them, and I love them. They are tasty. And I can't wait to do more cooking videos with them. So anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.